Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Noahz, and if you don't know, I'm a New Orleans Saints fan. I have been since 2004, and also born and raised and a native, and always have rooted for them through the years. This channel will be all about sports, not just football. I am planning on doing predictions, talking about other teams, and other topics. Today we'll be talking about my team, the New Orleans Saints, and why they have not made the Super Bowl in 10 whole years. To start, we have to go back to a wonderful age and time. The year 2009-2020 Saints season. Back when the Saints had Reggie Bush, Marquez Colston, and Malcolm Jenkins was an NFL rookie. And not to mention, on our Super Bowl run, Drew Brees' stats that season eclipsed 4,388 yards, 34 touchdowns, a QBR of 109.6%, 8.5 yards per attempt, and only 11 interceptions. Drew Brees was obviously an elite quarterback and still is. That is arguably top 10 all-time, and it's for sure a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now let's take a look at this 41-year-old Drew Brees. I'll read stats for when he played his last full season, which was in 2018. Since he missed 5 games last year due to injury, that season Drew Brees had 3,992 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8.2 yards per attempt, a QBR of only 80, and only 5 interceptions. As Saints fans, with that being said, it seems like Drew has been consistent through the years, and therefore has not been the problem for the past 3 years. Speaking of the past 3 years, as a Saints fan, if you're watching, didn't know already, we had to deal with some pretty big and disappointing seasons that left a lot of Saints fans angry and crying themselves to bed at night, which I could fall in one of those categories. I want to know why and how did we lose? So that's why we're going to find out today, and what has been the reason the Saints have been losing the last 3 seasons. Let's get into it. As we discussed before, Drew Brees is not the issue in the regular season, but let's see the first game, the Minnesota disaster in 2017. I'm not going to waste time ruling out every stat comparison, but I will lay out the stats that I think cost us the game. The Minnesota Vikings had 5 first downs due to penalties when we had 0. Drew Brees turned the ball over twice this game, which gave them better position to score. In conclusion, looking at all the stats, this was very even in stats. But what lost us this game? Well, it turns out it's turnovers and penalties, and one awful play when we needed it the most. Next up, the 2018 no passer interference call. I don't really need to pull out the stats for this one. Drew Brees was one of the reasons that lost us this game. But in this game, when Drew Brees threw it up and it got intercepted, honestly, that was on the receiver more than the quarterback. And listen, at the end of the game, we all know that no call should have been called. And that would have won us the game, nearly for sure. And the way Drew Brees was playing, that was our best shot by a long shot to win a Super Bowl. That was in 2018. But there's nothing you can do now. Then there's 2019, the game where we threw it away. It's a reoccurring theme that Drew Brees is having trouble getting it done in the playoffs. And this game is no exception. We had a fumble and a pick this game from Drew that cost us big time. They had 36 minutes of possession when we only had 27 minutes. We had an average of 4 yards per play, and they had an average of 6 yards per play. And of course, our secondary does it again. Adam Thielen, deep shot, puts them in range. And another, in my opinion, another no call. But when you look at it, that Adam Thielen catch cost us the game. Alright, now that we have everything laid out on the table, I think I can safely say that Drew Brees has an under pressure problem during the playoffs. When it matters, turnovers happen. In our secondary, with the addition of Noahz Jenkins and Malcolm Jenkins, which it did somewhat improve our secondary, is a big reason to blame. Our secondary alone has been giving up holding calls and passer interference. Now lately, Now in the 2020 season, our penalties, especially holding, has been going down, which is good news. But our secondary seems to be one of the biggest reasons for failure. Not getting the turnovers we need. Now our linebacker core and our defensive line shows up 80% of the time, doing a great job. They can do it. The secondary can also show up, but what I'm saying is, for this season, if we want to get our legendary second Super Bowl ring for Drew Brees, he's going to have to step up in the postseason, and so is our entire defense. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please subscribe if you have not already. The support we get, the more videos I will make. Thank you very much for watching, and peace out.